Mariel, I want to ask you, you've written
Thank you.
2 books.
Yes, I have.
Yes. And interestingly enough, they're the same story. It's your personal story, as you subtitle this one, Out Came the Sun, Overcoming the Legacy of Mental Illness, Addiction, and Suicide in My Family.
Yes.
Now, and then you've written it for a young adult audience.
Yes, I have.
So when you take this story and transpose it for a younger audience, how do you, sort of hit that gap where you're giving them information, but not condescending to them like you're talking down, oh, you can't handle the...
Well, actually, I did it. I sort of, maybe it was the actor in me. I went into the mindset of being, 14, 15, 16 years old and looking back on my childhood, because that was the most confusing time for me. I loved my family. I loved where I grew up, but my family, they were troubled. And I didn't always understand what it was that I was going through or what it was that they were doing. So I did it sort of in a journal form, and it's really, and I asked questions at the end of each chapter from my perspective as a child. Maybe your parents really do love you even though they don't pay attention to you, whatever it is. I tried to not at all be condescending, because it's not a telling kids what to do. It's just coming from that perspective of what they might be feeling and trying to answer that. And also, so it's called Invisible Girl because that's how I felt as a kid. I felt invisible. And I wanted to give voice and make kids feel like they're seen and heard and understood, especially when it comes to, like, we all have families and nobody's perfect, but just to understand that they're not alone. I think that's really important.
Yeah, that's really important.
Now, that's great to have that perspective, because to look back, it's so hard to look back.
Yes.
And a journal is such a perfect way to do it because it's so personal.
Yeah.
And to offer this personal journey at that point is really important, because like my daughter is 13, and I'm sure she's going through that spot of they have no idea what I'm going through.
Right.
And she reads a lot of young person novels.
Yeah.
So and then having some knowledge that you've gone through it and gone back and looked at it, it's got to be wonderful.
Oh, I mean, it was really actually very healing for me as well, but any young person that's read it really relates to it. And I don't have the same stories as your daughter, but there's an understanding of of what's going on, because emotionally it's a crazy time. Hormones are changing. You're like, you just don't know. You don't really know who you are, and you have no life experience to, like, compare it to. Because Out Came the Sun is my life, and I can compare it to other things that are happening, and it's a journey that has a completion. But when you're young, it's very hard.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click here for more videos.
And make sure to catch new episodes Friday at 9 p.m. on HuffingtonPost.com.